Hello and welcome to part 33 of the mod making series for locked loot containers. In this one, we are going to work on the magic resistance parameter for the chest and the locks at the very least. So yeah, let's skip the BS and get right to it. So we already set up some of the basic framework for this today. And we're probably just going to copy and paste a lot of stuff from the chest and lock sturdiness from yesterday. So, might as well just do that right now. And then alter it to our liking. The random mod, same thing basically. Room mod, probably pretty similar. I can't think of anything else at this moment that I want to add as an additional parameter for the magic resistance part. Maybe later, but right now I can't think of one. But I don't think I want that, the water block part, because I don't really think that should be a factor compared to with the sturdiness part. Oh yeah, let's get the document. Or the, what do you call it, the spreadsheet. There we go. So it's still 1 to 100, but the random factor be instead -10 to 10. So -10 to 10. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other things that I was considering for the magic resistance part, but not really. Like I said, not right at this moment, at least. So I should be able to just remove this part, basically. Or maybe not. Yeah, not that part, but this part. Yeah, that entire thing. For each. And then just give the values that I had written down. So for wood, I made it 10. Might have element-specific resistances as well. Yeah, I mean, that part I'll have to consider later, because right now this is just general stuff, general magic resist to lock, open lock, whatever. To open effect. So, wood, we got 10. Iron, we got 10. Steel, 20. Orcish, 30. Mithril, 45. Dwarven, 60. Adamantium, 90. Daedric, 80? Yeah, 80. Huh. Well, in terms of that, yeah. It's, looks about what I want it to be, so now I'll just do the same thing for the lock magic resistance. See, here's the thing, is that the chest magic resistance, because I'm having, like, this, the lock and the chest be, like, you know, separate parts of each other. So it's a little bit weird with, like, the chest's resistance is not so much its resistance to the open effect, because the open effect would be used on the lock. But I guess resistance to being, like, quote-unquote bashed open or blown open by a magic effect kind of deal. So it's mostly the, for at least the open effect part, important for the lock itself, not so much the chest. And that should be good too, I guess. Okay, well, that was a pretty quick one. You know, for now at least. Alright then, let's go on to the next one, I guess. Next thing we're going to look at is, or try to make some values for, is lock complexity. Let's see what we had our notes written down with. Apparently not that much. Yeah, so lock complexity is not going to really have many factors besides the room modifier. Yeah, the random modifier will be the min and max values themselves. Yeah, I won't need the random mod here because it will be in itself random between two ranges. I do want the room mod part though. I don't know how much the room mod is going to affect it though, as I kind of just been throwing the room mod part there for all these kind of just willy-nilly because it's like, I don't know. Lot complexity, so okay. So wood, we want base a roll between 1 and 30, which, let's actually bring that back so I got the syntax. So between 1 and 30, which as I said in the last one, it's 31 in this case because the range thing here is the max part is exclusive, so the 31 is actually not being included. It's instead the number before it, so it's 1 to 30 in this case. So 1 to 31 is actually 1 to 30. So yeah, 1 to 30 for wood. Let's try and do the room complexity, or the room modifier or whatever. Yeah, we'll just leave it as -5 to 5 in this case. Even though I'm most likely going to change that stuff later, but yeah, just leave it -5 to 5. And wood is 1 to 30. Steel 1 to 50. Or I'm sorry, 10 to 50. For iron, not steel. Iron 10 to 50. And for steel, 25. Wow, 25. 25 to 85. Orcish 35 to 100. Mithril 20 to 70. 20 to 70. And Dwarven, I think 65 it said to 100. 65 to 100. Adamantium 30 to 85. 30 to 85. Oops. And then Daedric 50 to 100. And I guess that's it for that one. Now we'll do the one right after it, which is jam resistance, which is the resistance for whatever this lock to be jammed if you make an attempt to lockpick it and then fail, pretty much. Like each time if it's got a higher jam resistance, it's less likely to jam up, and if it's got lower jam resistance, then it's more likely to jam up when you fail lockpicking it. That's the idea, at least. So copy and paste this. But first, let's give the base values for the jam resistance, which will also have a random mod, as some of the other ones did. I was gonna consider some shit with the water or something, I don't know. But, whatever. I won't worry about that for now, fuck it. It'll just be a factor of the room mod. But the, let's do the random modifier. So between -20 and +20. And then let's set up the base values for the materials themselves. Alright, so wood has 30, iron has 20, 30, 20, steel 40, and then 50, 40, 50. Then mithril 30, dwarven 60, 70, Daedric 80. I guess we'll make the room value mod this time between 10 and -10 and +10. Alright. Now, what next? That was kind of the main ones for the, like, primary parameters kind of deal. The actual values, or whatever, it's not really gonna matter too much until I get to the actual loot part. loot generation part, so that's not too important at this moment, since loot is going to be, I think, after this, and then traps and stuff. At least that's the plan. But loot, not yet. I still have to do testing to see if all this stuff works for the materials and all this, the parameters that are generating with and everything before I even think of doing loot. Stuff such as is trapped will be kind of based on some other factors, and I'll worry about that when I get to trapped, the traps and stuff, making them trapped and everything. These other ones, once again, I'll do later and stuff, such as the hidden compartment thing. It's been bashed, inspected, that's all kind of other stuff. These ones, I'm probably gonna add stuff to them later, like little details, like if they already have had some lockpick attempts on them or bash attempts on them based on the room context and some other random factors. If there was thieves around and stuff like that. Yeah, so I guess for now, the actual, like, primary initial parameters for the lock and the chest materials, or the lock and the chest variables values, the most, like, important kind of general values for those, I guess I've at least gotten some placeholder values set up for them now. I'm gonna try and get these in kind of a sequential order here, so it's like chest material gets defined first, so let's put that first afterward. And then after that is sturdiness, so let's put those just below those. For kind of cleaner organization sort of deal. Slightly more intuitive organization of it. Lock complexity, and then jam resistance, so that's all reorganized to be a little bit more immediately intuitive organized there. Alright, so I'm gonna make a comment. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the, what I got done in this one. Even though, like, in reality it wasn't very complicated. It was just kind of like a lot of copy and pasting of, what I've done already with the previous, ways that I generate. But, you know, just because it's not like it's just because I didn't do something particularly, like, complex here doesn't mean that's a bad thing. Like, honestly, in most cases, overly complex is worse than just simpler or whatever. Like, if in the end this works, well, then that's all that really matters, honestly. Not like being some, oh man, here's like 20 million different formulas and shit that feel completely unnecessary to be there. But yeah, so I got the kind of primary attributes to outwardly kind of, you know, define what the chest is and the locks are, their complexity, their sturdiness, how you're kind of like going to interact with them based on these values potentially, and how they will react based on what you do and everything based on these values. So I got like these kind of mostly all of the primary attributes in that sense defined in this video here, so that's cool. So in the next one, as I wrote down in this comment, I'm going to be in the next episode most likely doing testing within the Unity editor, and if I am generally satisfied, the stuff I will do afterward is probably start working on the actual loot. I'll probably make a new script and be like calling it loot generation or something, and that'll be the part involving the actual like loot and what happens with the loot and depending on what factors and all those other aspects and everything. So yeah. But in this one, I got a pretty good amount of stuff done, even if it was pretty simple and a lot of copy-paste. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.